this day here in New York. And now we just look downtown at where they were, the former towers standing there, those landmarks known around the world, nothing but a plume of dust and the searchlights for rescue workers there this evening. But again, this is really the story of people, those trapped there and on the airplane in the Pentagon. And Maria Hinojosa of CNN's New York Bureau looked at what happened today from the perspective of the street.
At ground zero, running in the streets is the only form of escape. But on those same streets, the chaos and vibrations couldn't be avoided. Further north, New Yorkers gathered at Times Square. In humble silence and disbelief, everyone looking up to the big screen. Downtown, the mass exodus began.
I saw everybody crying in the streets, saying their prayers and crying. I saw different races, nationalities, and creeds that usually have differences in one another come together and bond and love and respect.
Along Fifth Avenue, people flooded to the streets to watch together.
Oh my God, it's inside the first building.
The faces of New Yorkers, solemn, quiet, praying. A father trying to give security to the innocent ones. The tiniest of faces protected. Streets filled with anger and shock.
I have never witnessed nothing like this in my entire life. Human beings, parents, daughters and sons jumping out of the window at least from 80-something floors. None of you want to witness that. I'm traumatized for life.
The street where now everyone shares the pain, out in the open, without shame. The street where office chairs have become eerie stretchers outside a hospital.
We've had multiple types of injuries, from severe burns to blunt injuries and multiple fractures.
The street where a depleted mayor summons some strength.
New York City is a lot stronger than this, and we're going to overcome it, and the people of New York City are going to give an example of how you stand up to terrorism. You just don't be afraid.
But Times Square is empty, the streets are silent, and the city mourns. Maria Hinojosa, CNN, New York.
And this evening, down in Lower Manhattan, this has been the scene, the rubble, the wreckage, as rescue workers continue with their search. But there's been so much dust, there is so much rubble there, that even the police and the rescue workers who come in with trained dogs trying to sniff out human life say the dogs have lost the scent because of the smoke and the dust. We do know, according to officials in New York City, that at least 300 members of the New York Fire Department are missing. Entire units, entire battalions have been lost in the rubble. 80 or more New York City policemen and women are also missing and believed lost. And those pictures speak for themselves. More than 100 stories. Suddenly, nothing. And just moments before these towers collapsed, some of the families and the loved ones of those who had gotten into their offices early on this morning, on that Tuesday morning, had talked with them by telephone. We've had reports from a number of sources that those on the upper floors, up on the 100th floor, people working for a stockbroker, knew what was happening beneath them when the plane crashed into the building, knew they could not get down through the fire escape. And more than one, we are told, called his wife to say goodbye. This rescue worker, his body language says it all. And so does this. And so does this. And now, New York City, Manhattan, has a new landmark. And there is silence there in Lower Manhattan.